A very good morning to you. Welcome to the AM News on Independent Television. My name is Evan Sinukogi. Our first story this morning says the federal government has approved 5 billion naira donation to victims of the fire outbreak at the popular Singa Market in Kano, bringing relief to hundreds of traders affected by the disaster. Kano correspondent Abdul Ibrahim reports.
The fire outbreak, which occurred on Saturday at the popular Singa Market, destroyed shops, warehouse and goods worth billions of naira. Eyewitness says the fire spread rapidly, overwhelming effort by the traders to salvage their belongings before the emergency respondents arrives. The donation was announced on Monday during a sympathy visit to the market by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, a days after the incident left many business owners counting their losses. The Vice President described the incident as a national tragedy, saying that the Singa market remains a major commercial hub serving Kano State and other parts of the country, assured that the affected traders of the federal government supports, pledging continued assistance to help restore livelihoods and revive economic activities.
Not only to sympathize with you over the fire outbreak at Singa Market, which has disrupted the commercial life of this great state, but to come bearing the promise of the federal government that we stand firmly with the good people of Kano at this difficult moment. President Bola Tinubu has approved the release of 5 billion naira to the government of Kano State.
Singa Market Traders Association commended the federal government for the timely intervention, assuring that the funds will be transparently and judicially used to support victims and rebuild businesses. As recovery effort begins, the 5 billion naira intervention is expected to provide critical relief for the affected traders, helping to restore commercial activities and revive confidence in one of the Kano's oldest and busiest markets. From Kano, Abdul Ibrahim, ITV News.
The Zonal Commander FRO Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC Zone 5 Benin Assistant Corps Marshal Joseph Toby says the final daily disposition of the Honorary Romanian Consul to Edo and Delta States of Nigeria, His Excellency Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Zawai Benedium Esama Benin, has continued to serve as a source of encouragement to all, especially the FRSC. The FRSC Zonal Commander stated this while on a courtesy visit to the Patriarch in Benin City. Pius Nsoro has the details.
The Assistant Corps Marshal, FRSC, Joseph Toby, said following his recent posting to Zone 5 FRSC, which comprises Edo, Delta, and Anambra states, he deemed it necessary to visit the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawari Benedium, whom he said has distinguished himself in all spheres of human endeavor and deserves to be honored. The visit, he said, was to tap from his wealth of experience.
I don't think there's anybody in Nigeria today that knows the history of Nigeria that will tell you they don't know who the Esama is. Like I jokingly told him, so when you see Okada today, you are going to see the man, the place he comes from, where they are calling this Okada nationwide.
The Esama of Benin, an honorary Romanian consul to Edo and Delta states of Nigeria, His Excellency Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawari Benedium, commended the zonal commander for his kind gesture and prayed that his tenure in office will be a rewarding one.
And when we have a good relationship with the road safety, so happy you are growing. So the natural have relationship I'll be having with you. So at your home. Because that I don't know best I'm telling you. So don't hesitate. Anything that's put your face, let me know.
The Benin Zone of the Federal Road Safety Corps is officially referred to as RS5 HQ Benin, or simply Zone 5, and is located at Ishagure Way off Kilometer 6 Saple Road, Benin City, Edo State. It oversees operations in Edo, Delta, and Anambra states. From Benin, Pius Nsoro, ITV News.
The Edo State government has handed down a 7-day ultimatum to 3 community youth leaders, also known as Okailis, to appear before the Special Securities Court, codename Operation Flush Out Courtism and Cultists and Kidnappers, over the recent resurgence of court-related activities in Benin City. The ultimatum is for them to appear before the security outfits in Government House to clear themselves of any complicity in the recent court killings across other states. Government House correspondent Kingsley Uchegbu has the details.
Following recent court killings in some parts of Benin City, a special security squad led by the principal security officer to the Edo State Governor, Saturday Oko, carried out a series of raids which led to the arrest of some suspected cultists at Amagba community in Oredo and Obage community in Ikpoboka local government areas. The Okagele of Obazabon, Innocent Okonze, who is alleged to be a member of the Black House Confraternity, is currently in custody. The squad, after a raid at Amagba community, arrested 2 suspects who confessed to be members of the Black House Confraternity. Spokesperson of the squad, Eribo Enwata, explained that preliminary investigations linked the Okageles and 5 others who escaped during the raid to recent court killings.
The Okagele of Obage community, Dada is to report himself to the office of the Special Security Squad. The Okagele of Ofumegbe is also given 7 days to report himself. The Okagele of Ama community is also given 7 days to report themselves. The following people have been declared wanted in Edo State: Enayas, Koko, Amani, Sparrow, and Dada. And we are appealing to members of the community, wherever you see these individuals, please call the nearest security operative.
Nwata explained that the Okagele of Obazabon community, Innocent Okonze, was arrested after weapons and live ammunition were found in a Highlander Jeep driven by the community's chief security officer, Mr. Gospower Obaiwana. Secretary of the Special Security Squad, John Izegabwe, reiterated the mandate of Governor Bolo to ensure a court-free state through more arrests and prosecutions as investigations continue.
Doing further arrests, and those persons they just mentioned that they are saying they should come for their own good, they should come. Otherwise, they will still face the route of declared wanted.
One of the suspects confessed to be an internet fraudster but denied his involvement in the recent killings.
I'm a member of MPN, sir. Aye.
From Benin, Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
In the meantime, fresh concerns have been raised over the resurgence of court-related killings in parts of Benin City following recent security raids that have drawn community youth leaders into the center of investigations by the Edo State government through its Special Security Task Force. The developments which led to the issuance of a 7-day ultimatum to 3 youth leaders, also known as Okaigeles, to report themselves for questioning, as well as the arrest of several suspected court members, has renewed calls of safety by residents. Crime correspondent Jolade Ojo reports.
For several months, Benin City appeared to have moved past the menace of cult-related violence following sustained raids and the arrest of suspected perpetrators by security agencies. However, there are growing indications of a resurgence as several court-related killings have been recorded from the 13th of February to date. Of particular concern to residents is the alleged link of some community youth leaders known as Okaigele to these clashes. Among them is the Okaigele of Obazabon community, who is currently in custody alongside other arrested suspects, as well as the Okaigeles of Obage, Ofumegbe, and Ara communities, who have been called for questioning by the Edo State government. Some Benin City residents expressed dismay over the resurgence of a crisis they believed had been laid to rest, calling on government and security agencies to intensify their focus at the community level. They insist that all suspects arrested or declared wanted must be thoroughly investigated and duly prosecuted to nip the situation in the bud.
We are not really happy in what will be going on in Edo State. So area of killing, courtesan and other violence is condemned. Whosoever that is caught for killing or practicing courtesan should be held responsible.
We were extremely ecstatic and exhilarated that court-related killing are a thing of the past until these recent killings. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the authorities to beam their searchlight on the communities, get all of them arrested so that it will serve as deterrent to other unscrupulous elements.
It's actually very, very unfortunate and sad that in this 21st century, when people are thinking of innovative ways to make their lives better, some are still indulging in cultism. It's very appalling.
We are not safe at all. Anybody that is involved should be properly handled. Measures should just be put in place for them to be punished.
The president says they hope sustained security efforts will restore peace. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
Protesters on Tuesday returned to the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, demand that real-time electronic transmission of election results to be made mandatory under the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026. Augustine Innocent, who monitored the protest, reports that the protesters argued that full transparency requires a mandatory real-time e-transmission.
Now, you see them? You see them? You see them? You see them?
That was the scene Tuesday as men of the Nigerian police fired multiple rounds of tear gas canisters on protesters who tried to march through the gates into the National Assembly Complex in Abuja.
People impose themselves on us through godfathers and money. We want to change the narrative. We want to take away the Almajiris from the streets. We don't want them to be using our people to bring Boko Haram and shout Allahu Akbar when they are slaughtering people.
The scene tensed as determined protesters were dancing and chanting different slogans thronged the main entrance of the National Assembly, with placards reading several inscriptions such as "Nigeria deserve electoral integrity," "Investigate the 2023 glitch," "Akpabio e-transmission is a must," 98% network coverage. The demonstrators marched from the Federal Secretariat to the main entrance of the National Assembly.
Yes! Nigeria is ours! Yes! The office of the citizen is greater than the office of the president! Yes!
The protest, tagged Occupy the National Assembly, was organized by Civil Society Coalition and other pro-democracy groups over the Senate's removal of the phrase real-time provision on the electronic transmission of election results. They demand the complete elimination of manual collation to prevent manipulation during results compilation. From the National Assembly 3-arm zone, Augustine Innocent, Abuja, ITV News.
Moving on now, the senator representing Edo South, Senator District Neda Imasuen, has described independent television and radio as an objective and people-oriented media organization. This is as the senator appealed to Nigerians to trust the 10th Senate to set aside personal interest and work in the interests of the citizens. National Assembly correspondent Charity Tanko reports that the senator stated this in an interview with ITV Abuja.
The tradition of appreciating clients has been the hallmark of independent television and radio for years. One of the recipients of this appreciation is the senator representing Edo South in the 10th Senate, Neda Imasuen. This senator praised ITV and radio for consistently being on the side of the people.
Thank you for what you do for Edo State, my constituent, which is Edo South Senatorial District, and indeed Nigeria at large, for the reportage and your sense of reporting, which is very objective and newsworthy.
Speaking on the current Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026, Senator Neda noted that there has been a misunderstanding between the National Assembly and the people on the subject matter.
In those areas where we are not able to transmit, do we cancel the election completely? Would their result count or will it not count? That is the issue. And we don't believe that any section or segment of the country should be disenfranchised because of lack of connectivity. And so the Senate, in its wisdom, went further to say that in those circumstances where connectivity does not allow transmitter, that the electoral officer will collect, announce, enter into from EC8A, he signs, all the agents sign, security officers there signs. Each of them are given copies of this result, and then it becomes the method of announcing or collecting the result.
On the dividends of democracy for his people, Senator Neda outlined some of his achievements, including youth empowerment and providing scholarships for the indigents, among others.
In Orion, in Rokin, there's a Rokin village. We are also done 2-kilometer routes, but halfway it didn't get to the main express road. Again, FEMA is attending to it now. We've also put it back for them to continue and finish the road. By the time they are done, we would have done 3.1 or 3.2 kilometers.
From Abuja, Charity Tanko, ITV News.
And back to Edo State now. The Edo State has recorded 2 additional cases of Lassa fever, bringing the total number of laboratory-confirmed cases to 30. This was disclosed by the State Director of Public Health, Dr. Stephenson Ojiefu, while fielding questions on effort by government to tackle the deadly ailments. Joy Obaisiagbo has the details.
Lassa fever is an acute viral illness caused by the Lassa virus. It is primarily transmitted through contact with the urine or feces of infected Mastomys natalensis rats. The disease presents with symptoms such as fever, headache, and general body weakness. While about 80% of cases are mild, severe cases can lead to hemorrhage, organ failure, and even death. Lassa fever cases are more prevalent during the dry season. Edo State is currently grappling with an outbreak, with 6 deaths and 28 laboratory confirmed cases reported as of February 13, 2026, in Esako West and Esan West local government areas, where sustained community transmission has been observed. The state government, through the Ministry of Health, has responded by distributing Lassa fever response kits and setting up a committee to oversee containment efforts. In a follow-up interview, Dr. Stephenson Ojiefu confirmed that 2 additional cases have been recorded. However, he expressed optimism that the number of cases will decline significantly from March 2026, citing the state's strengthened surveillance system.
We are not panic. We'll be able to build our surveillance system to the extent that we can pick any public health disease of importance in our society. Lassa is one of them, so we can test Lassa fever in UBTH. We can test in Irua Specialty Hospital. Irua have a dedicated center for Lassa fever treatment.
A medical research expert, Dr. Dennis Agbonlao, advised residents to maintain good hygiene practices to curb the spread of the disease, noting that unclean environment attracts rodents that carry the virus.
One of the first things to do, ensure that your dustbins are cleared from time to time and should be far from the home. Ensure that we imbibe hygienic tenets by washing our hands as often as possible with running tap water and soap.
From Benin, Joy Obaisiagbo, ITV News.
Pastor Jeremiah Goodman Izidu of House of David Full Gospel Church has denied allegations circulating online accusing him of turning a widow and her 3 daughters into sex slaves. The cleric described the claims as false and malicious. Egosa Agbonlao has the details.
Pastor Jeremiah Godman Izidu of House of David Full Gospel Church, located at number 13 Jemide Avenue of Jiwamu, GRA, Benin City, visited the corporate headquarters of Independent Regional Radio on Airport Road, Benin City on Tuesday, the 17th of February 2026. He was accompanied by his legal counsel, Barrister Keshi. The visit, according to the pastor, was to formally refute allegations published by an online media platform accusing him of turning a widow and her 3 daughters into sex slaves and impregnating 2 of them.
I'm here to actually tell you that everything is actually malicious and false. There is no truth to any of the allegation at all. It was all concocted with the intent to destroy my character. That's just it. The instigator and the mastermind behind it happens to be the elder sister to my wife, saying that I refused all she wanted to do towards the person of my wife and to, destroy her character. She made a vow that she's out to destroy me and to destroy my credibility.
Addressing journalists, Pastor Izidu maintained that the allegations are fabricated, misleading, and aimed at damaging his reputation and that of his ministry. He called on members of the public to disregard the claims, insisting that the report was unfounded and published by what he described as an unknown online outlet.
So she raised the first allegation that my wife and my mother-in-law were kidnapped by me. So by the time the police got to check it out, they found that everything was false. It was during the checking that this malicious rubbish was published by faceless journalists whom we've been trying to locate. There is no forwarding address. Their numbers are not even complete. It's just 10 in numbers. So saying that I wasn't able to pick anyone to debunk the rubbish, I had to come to ITV now to refute and debunk everything.
From Benin, Egosa Agbonlao, ITV News.
Away from that now, the University of Benin has recorded another significant milestone in its pursuit of institutional growth with the historic inauguration of the Board of Trustees of the university's Trust Development Fund. The inauguration held at the Akin Deco Auditorium Ubo campus was presided over by the chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Shuaibu Umaru. The report, filed by Ibrahim Adidiji, is presented by Joy Obaisiagmo.
The ceremony was spiced up with colorful cultural display and captivating dance performances by students of the Department of Theatre Arts. In his remarks, the Vice-Chancellor, University of Benin, Professor Edoba Omoegie, expressed optimism that the Trust Development Fund would serve as a sustainable platform for attracting support from alumni, corporate organizations, and well-meaning individuals, while easing financial pressure on the university.
This latest initiative is the first of its kind in this country. Our fund is incorporated with the Board of Trustees to primarily fund the source funds from alumni and other friends of goodwill towards specific capital projects of the university and in perpetuity. And the time has come for the birth of the Trust Development Fund. I urge all staff and students to key into this initiative with a view to improving on the infrastructural facilities of the university, among other objectives.
Inaugurating the board, Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Shuaibu Umaru, described the Trust Development Fund as a strategic mechanism designed to mobilize resources for infrastructural development, research, advancement, and the promotion of academic excellence within the institution.
This is a remarkable development, it's a remarkable policy. Therefore, I'm calling on all alumni nationwide to come and support this.
In her remarks, one of the trustees, Dr. Loretta Ogboro Oko, said the initiative would positively impact both current and future students of the university.
It is a fantastic initiative. We also thank His Excellency Senator Mondo Bevolobi.
High point of the event was the administration of oath on members of the Board of Trustees. Among dignitaries who graced the inauguration were Edo State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Padi Iyamu. From Benin, Joy Obaisiagmo, ITV News.
In the meantime, the University of Benin has taken another bold step in strengthening learning and infrastructure with the inauguration of an ultra-modern office complex for the Faculty of Vocational and Technical Education. The event, which also featured major road project and facility upgrade on the campus, reflects the university's commitment to academic excellence and a conducive learning environment. Donald Ehemeye reports.
For the benefit of humanity.
The newly inaugurated office building, complete with a conference room and 30 fully equipped personal offices, was inaugurated by the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Shuaibu Umaru, flanked by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Edoba Omoegie, SAN, alongside top management staff of the university. In their separate remarks, Professor Umaru and Professor Omoegie described the project as a boost to vocational education, research and staff productivity.
Government alone cannot carry all the burdens of education, and therefore philanthropists like Senator Desi Danjuma, as our own, she came to our aid.
When I took office, it was at foundation level. Let me put on record that we are grateful to the immediate past Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Ilian Salami. This was one of our ideas, and because we are a university that continues, we are committed to continuity. We continued with where she started from.
The event also featured the flag off of a 180 meters long and 6 meters wide interlocked road project at Ihanere Danjuma Hub, constructed and donated by Senator Desi Danjuma, the inauguration of a re-asphalted car park at the Faculty of Education, and a groundbreaking ceremony for the Management Sciences and Physical and Life Sciences link roads.
I'm very impressed with the facility because to enable the executive work faster and more effectively.
I've been here for like 3 years and I've enjoyed the facilities that Senator Desi Danjuma has provided for us. and I would like to say a very, very big thank you to her.
The team thereafter visited Ekawan campus for groundbreaking ceremony of the rebuilding of the Bond Female Postgraduate Hostel. From Benin, Donald Ihiminyeng, ITV News.
And with that, I will say thank you to Donald Ihiminyeng and also thanking you for watching the news this morning. My name is Evan Sunohuge. Do have a productive day ahead.
ITV, certainly the best.